always at your side.
It is as we knew. My people have turned their blades against us. They will emerge from the shadows and descend from the skies, and we will grant them their only just fate. Death.
I don't believe it. They can't be.
Breathe, child. Resist not the winds of change. Let them carry thee.
No.
Listen. Dost thou not hear it? Where creation meets ruin, where morning meets midnight, the root of all being. Balance.
They're dead. I can't. Balance.
Your very soul is tangled in shadow. Arabella's magic, wild as cursed briar. Her talent is now yours too.
The girl must learn the ways of the arcane, but she shan't remain here. Arabella holds a power beyond reckoning. That of the decaying forest and the seedling that bore it. But it is unbalanced. Her yoke is already heavy. If she walks thy path, it will surely break. Arabella will depart once thou dost leave these accursed lands. She will find her way safely. Thus, it is fated.
Bowman, you're making me leave.
Fear not, girl. The weave knows thy purpose. It will guide thee, if thou dost listen.
You feel grief fade as if it were your own. There is a lightness in her now, veiling the power within, soothing it.
Is that my future? Is that why they died?
It is.
It's wonderful. Thank you, Bowman, for being nice. If there are people like you around, perhaps everything will be all right.
May the darkness protect you. A bit crowded, don't you think? You'll need to swap out someone if you want me. Wonderful. I was beginning to feel a little left out.
Oakfather preserve you. Honestly, I never thought I'd make it that far. But the Absolute is a threat to all, and I promised I'd help you with your parasite. So, I'll remain with you. If you'll have me, that is. Wherever you need me. I'll be right here in camp. Take care out there.
Kethric's soul still nourishes the shadows. Destroy him, so the land may heal. So that I may heal.
I have to ask, Astari. Do people taste different from one another when you feed?
It all depends. A clean neck certainly helps.
Come on. You know I'm talking about their blood.
Of course. There are different vintages. Young Noble is wonderful if you can get it, but Crone has its charms too.
You! Halt!
Her thoughts invade your own, hunting for recognition. Your parasite offers it readily.
True soul. A pleasure. What news from the field? To greet those of our like, and weed out those who walk where they do not belong. Zarel's in the audience chamber, true soul. Go right ahead.
That's what I call an invitation. Let's find Zarel and get this caravan moving.
Praise the Absolute.
Stand clear of the cargo. Respectfully, true soul. They're not to be opened until they reach the city. The Absolute smiles on them that follow orders. And I don't plan on being a guard for long, true soul. Thank you.
Enjoy the view. This feels like it's I'm afraid you missed the ship, true soul. But there'll be another along soon enough. We're already stacking the cargo. Baldur's Gate. The army marches overland. But we sent some friends ahead to smooth the way. Nothing of note. Just supplies for the battle ahead. I've already checked it twice over.
As the symbol glows, power courses through you. Authority.
Right you are, I suppose. Check away.
There can be no doubt. This is the place. This is where we'll discover the secret of the Absolute.
All's well here. The cargo from below has already been taken to the docks.
Don't get too close to the prisoners. They're desperate enough to try anything.
A new face. Do as the warden says, when she says, and you'll be fine.
Seems like a good moment to talk.
You spark of the familiar. Do I know you, true soul? Perhaps not. Your face is rather bland. Whatever your business, a warning. None may speak to the prisoners. Disciple Balthazar was most clear. He sounds important, and I'm afraid the mere dregs are the only ones left in my care. Disciple Balthazar has plans for them, and were I you, I would not get in the way. Is that so? If you are above the General's chief advisor, you must be most impressive. I'm sure you do. Alas, I am not quite convinced. Perhaps a small donation would help? I'm afraid none. No matter how generous may speak to the prisoners. The Absolute thanks you for this generous donation, true soul. You can go now. Seen what coming? Move along, true soul. Have a pleasant day.
An illithid oubliette. Right beneath
What the
the
hell
towers.
is this place?
A colony must be close. That must be where the tadpoles are coming from.
stink of that place might never wash out.
I must make it to Baldur's Gate. I must!
In position.
Well, some rest's better than none.
Boat's good to go. All that's left is to ship off. My plan for now is to hide out on the water. Unless you have a better idea. Safe? That's no small claim in these parts. Lead the damn way.
You drift through the dark until time, skill, or luck brings you to Last Light's dock.
Hold there. You can't just land and start unloading strangers. They're procedures, damn it. No one gets in without being tested. Commander Jaheira's orders. You did, but your friends did not. Anyone could be infected, so we're checking all new faces. No exceptions. Here, form a line. Let's see if the Absolute's little pet recognizes any of you.
The Absolute's what? What are you doing?
If what you said is true, no one has anything to fear. If not, well, we'll soon find out. Now, form a line. I'll not ask again. This won't take long.
You're all right. My gods, you're all right.
Come here, darling.
I was so scared I'd lost you.
Me too. But we're here now. Safe.
Credit where it's due. Bex, this is the one who helped me and the others escape.
This isn't the first time you've helped us. Saved our lives, really. Why? You make it sound so easy. But I know the lengths you've gone to on our behalf. We'll never forget it. Never, ever. Here. Take these for the road. It's the least I can do. So, shall we go for a walk?
Anywhere, my love. I go where you go.
Mol can be cranky and mean, but she looks after us. So, stock up, all right? Because you need all the help you can get to bring her home. What about it? This is a valuable piece, so it's gonna cost a lot. And that is the price isn't changing. Yes! That's my first negotiation. Here. Pleasure doing business with you.
But we're exhausted.
cheer at the very least.
Ah, there you are. Everyone seems to be quite a flutter. Do you know why? You did? But that means... Wulbrin!
Controls
Wulbrin!
report more activity among the cultists.
Where
now.
is he?
Preparing to march, I wager. Seems that way.
What does that have to do with anything?
You're enough of an ass when you're sober. Never mind
So now
drunk.
what? We just... Wait. Don't get all...
Wulbrin!
I heard you might be about. How the devil did you get stuck here, Barkas?
I'm not stuck. I came to find you, of course.
Why would you do a foolish thing like that? Really, Barkas?
Unfortunately for me, you're my friend. Rescuing you from mortal peril is my right.
But you didn't rescue me, did you? I rescued myself, with the aid of this... helper.
Ah, it's you. I should have guessed. Thank you very much for your help finding Wulbrin.
You don't belong here, Barkas. As soon as the way is clear, pack up and head to Baldur's Gate.
But... Wulbrin... The rune powder... We need to discuss what you're going to...
I said go home!
Please, that isn't necessary.
Indeed. Neither of you has any clue what's at stake. And why should you? It's Iron Hand gnome business. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a great deal to do.
Well, there we have it. Wulbrin is safe and sound. Thanks to you. I owe you a great deal. The brilliant retort, for starters. Here you are. As promised. I give you the brilliant retort. Now, I believe our business is well and truly concluded. One and the same. Well, once you're used to someone, you're used to them. Well, perhaps Wulbrin is right. Perhaps I ought to return to Baldur's Gate. Oh, that's all right. I'm a patient fellow. I'm sure you'll clear a path for everyone soon enough.
Fine. We'll rest here for a while. And then we leave for Baldur's Gate.
Not my foot. The air is heavy. Deadly. Too much.
God,
Too dangerous.
Sound like a brewery. You're here! You're all right! How?
We're two tiefling queens, remember? I couldn't leave my favorite bard without her partner in crime. I did have some help from an old friend, though.
How did you do it?
Fingers crossed I'll hear it someday. You should have seen her. She was brave, but also terrifying. In a good way.
I never thought I'd see... well, anyone again. Thank you. 1,000 times, thank you. One last favor. Take this off my hands. It suits you better.
Did you enjoy relaxing here while I battled that wretched darkness? What were you thinking?
I'm sorry, we got captured by murderous lunatics!
I thought you were dead, you ass! Both of you!
We're all safe, Roland. That's what matters.
I thought my entire family was dead!
I'm sorry. We should have been here.
No, it's not your fault. I shouldn't have shouted. I'm sorry.
Thank you for saving me. And the two idiots.
Humble too? Imagine that.
She has no cause to be humble. She brought us back together. A task I failed miserably at. You went out of your way to help us. It's only right you get something in return. Here. I hope it helps.
You did well to help those people escape Ketherick. Every soul saved is a blessing, and you're raining them upon us. True enough. I won't keep you, but I'm glad to see these people looking so well. Go on, then. It belongs to the goddess Shah. According to the Harpers, it fell here when they defeated Ketherick. The one who tried to have me kidnapped. I suppose they didn't defeat him quite hard enough. Right place, right time. When a cleric of Selûne stumbles into a Sharan shadow, she's bound to set it to rights. At any cost. Moon and shadow. Light and dark. Divine sisters ever at war. And this place has become one more battlefield. Sometimes life forces us to choose sides. Luckily, sometimes the choice is obvious. I could say the same. But perhaps we should save the trivia till we're on the other side of this thing. Promise not to die, and we'll celebrate with our life stories.
That's far enough.
His thoughts invade your own, probing for purchase. Your parasite purrs in recognition.
Ah, one blessed like myself. What news, true soul? General Ketherick's advisor went off on a field trip. Zarel's in charge till he gets back.
You'll find Zarel in the audience chamber, true soul. She'll be wanting to hear from you.
Let's hope this Zarel likes what we have to say.
Praise the Absolute.
I should speak up.
There is only the Absolute.
That right, mate? Only the Absolute.
Serve her. All will serve her. We are favored. We are blessed. The blessed will conquer all.
Another true soul. Welcome, true soul. The disciple will have work for you, I expect. So much to be done.
heard a rumor some do-gooder stopped a horde of absolutists from getting their hands on a load of druids in some grove. Whoever it was, better pray the general doesn't smoke 'em out. Be a bloodbath, so it would.
Bunch of the others were rounded up in the main hall a while ago. They ain't come back.
Wouldn't head into the main hall if I were you. Zarel and Keferic are working on some poor worm.
Through a narrow crack in the wall, you hear something shift against stone. The pulse of a crawling, living thing. You can't quite catch a glimpse, but you recognize this feeling. The same you're aware, a vast
what?
It's a trap.
Tendrils snap like iron cords around your wrist. That presence in your mind looms large, closer now. With a soft sucking sound, your hand pulls free. The flesh within the wall retreats.
Oh, thank goodness. I was worried I'd have to get involved. Now, let's keep our hands to ourselves, hmm?
I should speak up.
Well, Flo didn't tell a lie. She said you'd find me, and here you are. Karlach, isn't it?
Now there's a name I'd hope never to hear again. What was Flo doing here?
Didn't think to quiz her about her business. She came dressed as a novice. Gave me 3 soul coins. Said I could sell them if I wanted. But if I kept them for your friend, she'd consider it a favor owed.
Soul coins, huh? This could come in handy.
Sure. But she did have a condition. For every coin you take, you've got to hear the story of the soul trapped inside.
There you have it. Flo came all this way just to try to make me feel like shit. Clever use of her time. Memorized a bunch of sad stories on her behalf, did you?
Didn't need to. Your Flo did some devil woo-woo and stuck 'em in my head. Couldn't forget now if I wanted to. You want the coins or not? First coins got the soul of a woman named Maveri. She was born to a cruel mother, and a violent father, and 3 evil brothers, all named Balder. She never knew a day of love in all her life. When she was a girl of 15, she sold her soul to Tiamat in exchange for someone who would love her unconditionally. She got what she asked for. A fellow named Clint, destined to be her soulmate. Struck by a cart and died a few moments after clapping eyes on our Maveri. Poor guy. The scud of her soul is yours now.
Thanks, I guess.
We're just getting started. This one has got the soul of a man named Frakes. Lived in a village near Neverwinter. Hit hard by the worst hunger in 1,000 years. Frakes called out for help. Prayed for his children to have meat to eat. Zariel answered. Made old Frakes grow flesh upon flesh after flesh. His wee ones had all the meat they could stomach.
He should have known. Better to die 1,000 deaths than let Zariel into your life.
Karlach's the one set to consume his soul, I hear. Last one's got the soul of a little boy named Ungir. 8 years old. He liked playing in the sun with his friends. That's all I know.
That's all?
That's all. Oh, and this slip of scratch.
Well, thanks, Flo. Hearing a bunch of desperate horror has ruined my day, which I suppose was the point.
You got 3 soul coins out of the bargain, didn't you? I'd quit whinging if I were you. I did my part. That means our business is done. Unless you've got actual gold to hand. Better hope you can handle what I've got.
I have something to ask.
The Absolute herself called us here. They cannot stop us from seeing Zarel now.
To stand there. You're one of her blessed, aren't you? To hear her voice, I cannot imagine.
Not all of us survived the shadows to stand here. My wife, my sons, they were unworthy.
Back of the line. I'll be the first of us to swear to the General.
Each pack of recruits they bring in is worse than the last. Can't trust them to sweep the stables, let alone swing a sword. Not for me to say. All I know is they're bloody useless round here. No doubt. Isn't for me to question them above me. I'm sure you know your business. I'll see they get all the help they need, true soul. And they'll need quite a bit.
That's a stone bloody...
It's Roa you want. We only talk when you've misbehaved.
I'm not worthy. I never learned the word.
And this was funny when it was just goblins branding arses, but you lot mean business, eh?
Ah, a new face come to bask in the light of the Absolute. How can I be of service, true soul? Of course. Just before some godless lunatic purged the place of every innocent soul. A pity neither of us saw what happened. Nothing worth repeating. Corpses don't much go in for commerce. Here, though, look around. All manner of beasties united against the enemies of the Absolute. Quite a god to bring them all together, and quite a fool who draw their ire. Hmm? An honor, true soul.
Welcome back, true soul. Zarel is holding an audience with the General, deciding the fate of those who have failed the Absolute.
She gives them to you fully formed.
I saw it, true soul. The army. They're nearly ready. It's nearly time. I'm trained as an assassin. House Hekar. Perhaps I can serve as a scout or special operations. When the call comes, I'll be ready. We march to Baldur's Gate.
It ain't our fault, General! We did as we were told!
The facts suggest otherwise. You were ordered to retrieve the artifact. You failed to do so.
We did as you lot told us! Minthara's the one who...
Enough!
A blast of mental energy washes over you, filling the room. Your tadpole squirms, urging you to obey.
You failed to retrieve the artifact. You failed to protect your true soul. You do not deserve to live.
A new true soul come to share their wisdom?
We did as we were told. We're loyal to the Absolute. Tell him!
Silence!
True soul, you have seen these goblins at work, have you not? What say you?
Exactly! It's what I told him. But would they listen?
Faith without action is anemic, sickly, in a word, useless. We are too close to the ending and the new beginning. I can coddle failure no longer. Kill them, quickly.
What? No! You creaking old bag of shit!
I'm so sorry, my lord. She's an unbeliever outside my control.
Try again. Dispose of the rest as you see fit. Or better yet, put that true soul to use. You have far more important matters to attend to. Or have you forgotten?
Of course not, my lord. Thank you. You heard the General. The goblins are yours. Deal with them however you wish. Here in the seat of the Absolute's power, your authority over them is complete. They will obey any command. Report to me upstairs when you're done.
You wouldn't hurt me, would ya? We're mates, me and you. Practically family. You won't regret this. Praise the Absolute.
You did the right thing. I'm sure those nasties deserved a bollocking, but we're no executioners. Let's go see what Zarel makes of it.
The seat of the Absolute's power, occupied by a general that cannot be killed. But his followers are flesh and blood. We must learn what fuels his power.
An honor, true soul.
You'll find traders in the entrance hall. Absolute draws coin as well as pilgrims, eh?
You're not the first to brave the dark for the Absolute. The war camps are full to bursting.
No feuding under this roof, true soul. We're all one under the Absolute. More's the pity.
General Thorm's prayers and preparations must not be disturbed. The rooftop is off limits to everyone.
Even you, disciples realm?
Everyone. Keep watch and ensure that nobody passes. Excellent timing, true soul. The goblins. Tell me how they suffered. No, better yet, show me.
Her mind enters yours abruptly, flickering across your memories in a blaze of excitement. She sees the goblins walking free, and a burning rage fans across your mind like wildfire.
Explain yourself. Very pragmatic, but very boring. Let's see if there's anything interesting in this brain of yours.
She parts the folds of your mind again, touching your wants and hopes, tasting them. Every emotion soaks into her mind's palette. But there is purpose to her exploration. She is searching for proof of your faith. There is a tremor of shared ecstasy as she finds a mirror to her own desire.
Perfect. You crave what all true souls should, to be touched by the Absolute. I have already been blessed to stand in her presence. It was bliss. She gave me everything I wanted. Why not? What's the point in power if you don't get to have a little fun every now and again? She gave me the power to cut the thread of life with a thought. But I can caress as well as cut. That's why you should stay on my good side. And the best way to do that is to serve General Thorm. I have a mission for you.
That's it. Play along. The closer you can get to the General, the closer you'll be to the answers you seek.
There is a relic that General Thorm requires. He sent his most trusted advisor, Disciple Balthazar, to retrieve it. The relic is beneath the Thorm family mausoleum. That is where you will find Balthazar. But we have lost contact with him. Go there, aid Balthazar if you can, and bring the relic home. And I accompanied him. It was destroyed shortly after he left Moonrise. Hardly a surprise. We're protected here, but outside the shadows are hungry. Death would not silence Balthazar for long. But dead or alive, he is lost. Whatever has become of him, it is the relic that matters. It is something that General Thorm desires, and that he has ordered us to retrieve. That is all you need to know. The shadows around the mausoleum are deep and hungry. You'll need a moon lantern to survive them. Take one from Balthazar's chambers. But don't pry. The last person who snooped into his secrets lost their head. I believe he uses it as a chamber pot. The tower doesn't stink like an overstuffed cemetery. Which means Balthazar hasn't returned. So why are you here, instead of out there looking for him?
Let's see.